This conference will now be recorded.
We can start at 7:35. So let others join the call in between. Okay, before others joins the call, so do you have any doubts or clarifications or queries still now? So that we can discuss for 2 to 3 minutes. Any doubts from anyone?
I want to just ask you, sir, that what's the qualification for the SAP?
Pardon me, I did not get you. I cannot hear you properly.
I'm just asking you, sir, that what is the basic qualification for SAP, for doing SAP?
Any degree, if you have, then that will be good. Where it is, whether
Like
it is,
BA, BCom.
yeah, fine. BCom, BA, MCom, BTech, MTech, BSc,
Is it possible?
anything is fine.
Hello, sir. Is it possible to get job on diploma basis? Diploma mechanical, other.
Pardon me, I didn't get you. Diploma.
Yes, yes. Diploma mechanical, like or 12, etc.
You did a diploma. After that, have you done your degree or BTech or something else? No.
Yes, sir. I completed my BCom, not BE Tech. I completed diploma mechanical engineering.
Diploma in mechanical engineering, then BCom, huh?
Yes, yes.
Oh, it's a rare combination here. Some people normally will do diploma in mechanical engineering, then go for engineering. Okay, but you have the BCom degree, right? That will be fine. At least you need to have one degree.
Yes,
So
yes.
then that is good. Okay, so then let us start. So let the others join the call in between.
Sir, what
Okay,
are
so
the
just
packages? What are the packages we get for an experience of 4 to 5 years?
packages, it depends upon your luck. 10, 12, 14, like that.
No, no. Suppose if we show 4 to 5 years of experience in the same material management, as SAP MM, if we show 4 to 5 years of experience, then what the packages approximate on an average we can get?
You will get, it's all depends upon your luck. That's what I am saying. You will get starting from 10 lakhs to 16 lakhs you can get for your 4 years of time.
And how are the job prospects for SAP MM nowadays? Future
Pardon
and
me?
job prospects. What are the job prospects and scope for SAP MM?
That is quite good. I am working in SAP from long 16 years. Still, I have the opportunities, plenty of opportunities available.
No,
So, opportunities
sorry,
wise, there is no doubt.
sorry to ask because some of the IT professional has told me, one of my friend, that SAP MM has no good jobs, or SAP in general has no good jobs as compared to IT, AWS DevOps or something like that. And packages are also very less as compared to IT DevOps, something like that. Is it correct? Because you are the senior, I'm asking. I'm sorry to ask this question, quality.
Boss, AWS is separating, SAP is separating. Don't compare with SAP with AWS. Okay, so both are altogether a separate streams. Okay,
Okay.
if
Good.
somebody is telling that AWS is good, SAP is not good, SAP is good and AWS is not good, there is no relation between SAP and AWS. AWS is altogether a separate thing, SAP is separate thing.
Okay.
SAP
No,
is
because
there from past 40 years. AWS will stay for 2 years or 3 years, that's it. Later it will go.
okay. No,
Okay, so
because we are
SAP,
mechanical engineers, sir. We are not knowing about all this. We are mechanical background, na?
yeah,
So that is the reason.
don't ask many people. If you started asking 1,000 people will say 1,000 things. Then at
No,
the
no,
end of the day, you will landed up in a problem.
no, I haven't asked. I told that I'm trying to do SAP course. So said, oh, why are you doing? It's going
Yeah,
down day
you
by day.
tried means that you
That's it.
asked, right? You tried asking means you are asking. Okay,
No,
so
no,
don't get
somebody told me.
confused.
Somebody
Yeah,
told me
somebody
that.
will tell. Okay, so you need to decide on your own future. Okay, don't. If you ask 10 people, 10 people will say 10 things. At the end of the day, you are not doing nothing.
Okay.
Okay,
No,
you will
you are a
not do
senior in the.
AWS or you will not do MM also. So you will be simply ideal.
You know, you are the senior
Okay,
in the
so
field. That's why I'm asking. Okay, that's the reason.
yeah, yeah, that's what I am telling you as well. MM is altogether a separate thing. AWS is separate thing, but you need to think what is the course that is relevant for your qualification and your experience. Then go for it. You
Okay,
are
fine,
working
fine.
in one of the manufacturing organization from 10 years, and now you
Yeah, yeah,
cannot go for AWS, right?
yeah, yeah.
So you need to think what module it is relevant for you or what software is relevant for your experience, then go for it.
Oh, okay, okay. Thanks very much for
Okay,
that, sir.
so yeah, so don't ask 1,000 people. Everyone will say one thing. So you will get you will land it up at not doing nothing.
No, no, I have
Okay,
asked
so
only to you only. Because I was discussing with my friends. I'm planning to do SAP, so somebody has said me like that. That's the reason.
okay,
So
people
I
will
asked
give
you.
thousand reasons. Thousand reasons. SAP is there in the market from long 40 years. AWS
That's
will stay 10 years max,
very
like
good.
C,
That's very
C++,
good.
Java, etc.
Yeah, yeah,
Machine learning and artificial intelligence also they came, but they are still struggling to stay in the market, right?
yeah.
Okay, so let us start. So yesterday we were discussing regarding the advantages of SAP. So like we have seen, SAP will support English as a language, then followed by it also supports the country specific languages like German, Spanish, Chinese, etc. Then the advantage number 2 is it support the solutions that are commonly available around the world. Along with it also supports the country specific legal requirements like taxes, etc. That's what we have seen yesterday. Then advantage number 3 is it has a robust authorization controls. That means if I am the procurement person, I will be able to do only the procurement related transactions. I will not be able to perform the transactions related to the finance. Our finance person will not be able to do the transactions related to the procurement. Why? Because there is a strict controls in place so that the access will be restricted to the people according to their roles and responsibilities. Then the advantage number 4 is SAP is having a strong client server architecture. So when I say strong client server architecture, the latest architecture is SAP R3. That is SAP real-time three-tier client server architecture. When I say R3, it is nothing but a real-time three-tier client server architecture. When I say three-tier client server architecture, it has 3 layers in processing the data. Like the layer number 1 is a presentation layer, layer number 2 is application layer, and the layer number 3 is a database layer. So these are the 3 layers that are available in processing the data. But what is the advantage of having a R3 client server architecture? So the advantage is, let us say, the performance of the system. Yesterday I have given one example related to the railways. In Indian Railways, you have 11 lakhs employees are there. Even though 11 lakhs employees are there, out of 11 lakhs employees, at any moment of time, if you see, 40,000 employees will be doing the transactions in SAP. So even though 40,000 people are working in SAP, so the performance of the system is not going to impact much. The speed of the system will always at the same levels. Also, it will give the correct results even though 10 people are working, or even though 3,000 or 30,000 people are working at the same server or the system. So that is the client server architecture when I say. Also, what is a presentation layer? What is the use of the presentation layer? We have discussed there will be 3 layers. So layer number 1 is a presentation layer. So presentation layer. So what is the presentation layer? What is the use of the presentation layer in SAP? So the presentation layer will enable the users to be able to have the access to the SAP system and perform the transactions within SAP system. So that is nothing but a presentation layer. So presentation layer, it enables access to SAP systems. It enables access to SAP system so that the users will be able to perform the transactions. Users will be able to perform the transactions in SAP based upon their role. Yeah, good morning. Based on their roles and responsibilities. So what is the presentation layer? Presentation layer will mainly provide the access to SAP system so that the users will be able to perform the transactions in SAP based on their roles and responsibilities. So let us say I am the person working in a procurement department or the purchasing department. So how I will be able to do the transaction in SAP by using the presentation layer? So let me get into the system. So normally, if you wanted to have access to the SAP system, you need to download one user interface known as a graphical user interface. So you see there is some icon over here, right? So this particular icon is nothing but one of the interface which will be used to access the SAP. So we will let you know how to download this particular icon. So whenever we are trying to provide you the access, we will give one link. So by using that particular link, so you will be able to download this particular icon on your desktop. So once I have downloaded, so I just need to double click on this particular icon to log in into SAP system. Let me log in into SAP. So once you double click on this particular icon, so this type of screen you will be able to see. So let us say I am the materials management consultant. So the server provider will be giving you the details of the server for which you wanted to have the connectivity. It is like Gmail, right? So if you want to log in into Gmail, you just need to get into the URL link and provide the user ID and the password details. But in SAP, before having the user ID and the password details, you need to configure the server details. right? Let us say if you go to SAP projects, not here we have only one SAP system, which is a test system. But in the real-time projects, you will have multiple servers, right? We will discuss what are the various servers that are available. But this is one of the server which we have for our training purpose. So what I have to do, the server provider will give you the details of the server details and the user ID and the password details. So you need to configure the server details over here. So where they have provided the server details for me. So I was able to configure. I will just show it to you where we have to configure. So I just selected this. I go to the edit mode. So here you see this is the application server for which I wanted to have the connectivity. You will have your own server. I will have my own server. It's based upon your roles and responsibilities. What they are saying. Okay, so we have the application server details 49.207.9.23 and 41 is the instance number and the system ID is the ECC, right? So once I have configured and maintained these details over here, so I just need to double click on this particular icon to be able to log in into SAP. So what I will do, so if I wanted to have the access to SAP, I just need to double click on it over here. Then here you see the user ID and the password. So the server provider will give you the user ID. So the user ID that is being provided for me is the MM100 is the user ID. And the password is India123, all small letters. So I just click on enter, right? Once I have entered the user ID and the password, the same way how you will provide the user ID and the password details into the Gmail account. So the same way you need to give the details over here. So this particular screen where I am able to see the SAP Easy Access will be called as a front end menu or the presentation layer. Means presentation layer is nothing but this particular screen by using which I will be able to perform the various transactions. Let us say I wanted to create a one purchase order or the contract as a SAP materials management consultant working in the procurement department. So what I will do, I will go to the logistics, I will go to the materials management, I will go to the purchasing, I will go to the purchase order, I will go to the create. So these things we will discuss in detail when in the coming sessions, but here I just wanted to give you some understanding what is a presentation layer, right? So I just need to click on ME21N, and if I want to perform a goods purchase order creation, I need to give the details of the vendor and the organizational details. Let me try to give one vendor details over here, 6101. Then we have the purchasing organization, then purchasing group, then company code. So okay, so I am just giving you understanding. Okay, don't worry what is purchase organization, what is company code, what is purchasing group. These details we will discuss in our coming sessions. Then I will try to give the material number over here, 25151. 25151 is the material number. Then PO quantity, I am going to give it over here. The net price is 50. Okay, so we will discuss in detail how to create a PO. So I'm just trying to give you the storage location details over here. Then I will try to save it. So I just give you one simple example how a presentation layer is providing the access to the users so that they will be able to perform the transactions. Okay, so this is the way I will create a purchase order. Like that, you will create purchase requisitions, contracts, scheduling agreements, goods receipt, inventory management, postings. Like that, there are thousands of transactions that are available in SAP. So by using which you will be able to perform the transactions via a application presentation layer. So that's what I also mentioned over here. So presentation layer enables access to SAP systems so that the users will be able to perform the transactions in SAP based on roles and responsibilities. So then we have layer number 2. So what is the layer number 2? So the layer number 2 is the application layer. So what is a application layer? So application layer is nothing but a backend programming part. There will be so many programs which are triggered based upon the type of activity which you are performing. Let us say if I am trying to create a purchase order, I just shown it to you. Whenever I am trying to create a purchase order, whatever may be the programs that are there in the backend will trigger and activate and try to perform that particular transaction. So which is nothing but a application layer. So application layer is a backend program part wherein which various programs are getting executed based upon the type of activity performed. So here I am trying to perform the activity of create a purchase order. So whatever may be the backend program that is being used, it will trigger and try to execute that particular transaction. So like in SAP, the programs will be written by one of the language known as ABAP. ABAP is the language. Like you have Java and you have C, C++, right? In the same way, in SAP, you will have the language to write a coding or the program for the language known as ABAP. So the full form of the ABAP is, can anyone tell what is the full form of ABAP language? Any idea? Anyone from the line?
Advanced business application, something like that. Analytic application.
Okay, so ABAP is the language or the programming language which will be used to write the programs within a SAP system. So the full form of ABAP is Advanced Business Applications Programming Language. So this is the full form of language, but this will be normally used by the technical consultants who will be writing the programs. But as a functional consultant, you are not going to write any program. If any program to be written, you will just coordinate with the technical people. So they will write the program on behalf of you. So you need not to worry how a program needs to be written as a functional consultant. Any doubts? I see some voice. Any doubts do you have? Okay then. So then I will just show it to you how a program will be activating at the back end, right? So let us say I have entered all the mandatory details over here to create a purchase order. What I will do, I will just remove the net price over here and I will click on enter button. See, it is saying net price must be greater than 0. That means the system is trying to throw a error message stating that you are trying to create a purchase order, but your net price over here is 0. That means your purchase order is not maintained fully. You have issues with the purchase order. So, but how this is particular message is coming over here? That means my backend program got triggered and it is trying to validate my purchase order. And it is saying you are creating a purchase order, but it is not fully maintained for the values, so that you will not be able to save this particular purchase order. That's what it is saying. So I just want to show it to you how the program looks like in the backend. So I will just go to the /h mode and I just click on again enter. So this is one of the program which is getting triggered if I am trying to create a purchase order. So this is the program. Like this, there are hundreds of programs which will be getting triggered in the backend. So based upon the type of transaction which you are trying to do it. So this particular backend programming part will be called as a application layer, right? Then what is the third layer? So the third layer is a database layer. So the layer number 3 over here is a database layer. Database layer. So what is the database layer? So database, can anyone tell what is database? Not only SAP, if you take any software, you will come across of one terminology known as database. What is the meaning of the database? Any idea?
It's
What
using
is
for
database?
storage purpose.
Pardon me?
Yeah, it's using for storage purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
So database is nothing but you are doing so many transactions in SAP. I just tried to create one purchase order, right? I created purchase order. That particular purchase order, once I saved it, it should store under one of the storage data or memory place, which is nothing but a database layer. In SAP, the transactions or the configurations which you are performing will be stored under the database in the format of the database tables. So there are various tables that are available in SAP. Based upon the type of transaction which you are storing, it will try to store that particular transactional details in the database tables. So in SAP, data in SAP, data will be stored in the form of database tables, right? You will come to know how the data is getting stored. Why I am storing the data? Because I wanted to have the history of the data which I have created. History means today I created a purchase order. Tomorrow I wanted to see it. That is the reason I am storing the purchase order in the format of the database tables. So that tomorrow if I wanted to extract that particular purchase order or retrieve that particular purchase order, I will be able to retrieve it from the database. So let me show it to you what are the tables that are getting triggered when I create a purchase order. So let me try to create a purchase order quickly so that we will see how the data is getting stored. I will go to ME21N. So I will enter the vendor details, then company code. So these details you will come to know. No need to worry if you are not understanding also. But my aim is I just want to show it to you how a data is getting stored in the database tables. So let me try to give the plant over here and the storage location. So just click on check and save it. So I just saved it. Once I saved this particular purchase order, so the purchase order number that got generated is, let me write it down, the purchase order number, that is 4500022983, right? 4500022983 is the PO number. So I tried to create a PO. So once I saved this particular PO, the relevant data is getting stored in the database tables. Like for the PO, we have one table known as a EKKO is the table, and EKPO are the table number 2. Okay, just for your understanding purpose. So EKKO is header level table and EKPO is the item level tables. What I will do, I will try to open this particular tables and see whether the relevant data which I have entered for the PO is available over there. So I will go to, you need not to worry what are the transactions I am doing it over here. You will come to know later point of time. So if I wanted to see a table, I will go to the transaction SC16N, right? SC16N is the table transaction, and I will give the relevant table details over here. EKKO is the table, and I will enter the PO number which I have created. So I created 4500022983 is the PO which I have created. So I will try to execute this particular transaction. Right, so I just executed this. I think seems the system is quite slow today.
So your
Right, so let me,
video has become constant, I suppose.
try to select this. I will go to the details. See, I created a purchase order. In the
Nothing
purchase
is
order, I
getting
have
displayed
given
actually.
all these details, like what is the company code and what is the vendor. I have given the vendor as 6101, right? And I have
So
given
your
the
screen is
purchase
not showing any
organization,
details.
purchasing group, etc. So like this,
So yes.
the data is getting stored in the format of the tables.
So your
Also, I
screen
will
is
be
not
showing
showing
to
any
you
details.
the item level table. The item level table is EKPO. That is 4500022983.
So your screen is not showing any details.
22983. Oh, they are not able to see my screen.
Yeah, it becomes constant only, sir, since from 2-3 minutes.
It's stucking.
What about others?
Yes, sir, also
Technical
same, not
Yeah, same problem.
Is it for everyone? People only
Yes, yes,
see past
Yes, sir.
the.
yes,
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 sir. For everyone.
for
Yes,
everyone.
sir. I don't have
Yeah,
it.
again I am trying to share it.
Okay, okay.
Can you see now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
Okay, then
yes.
good.
Right now is okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, screen is
Okay.
running.
Okay, then good. So this is one of the table that is also relevant for the purchase order, but this is the item level table. We have header level as well as item level. You will come to know what is the item level, what is the header level in our coming sessions. But this way, the data for the item level purchase order details also will be stored over here. See, so it is just one example of the purchase order where the data is getting stored in the format of the tables within a database layer. Like this, there will be thousands of tables available in SAP. So you will come to know what are the relevant tables for a particular transaction which you are performing in our coming sessions. Right, so by using this particular tables, I will be able to retrieve the data based upon the historical details which got stored over there. Then Where is that? I lost it. I have written something, right? Where is that? The details which I have written over here. Oh, is it got erased? I have written right. Okay. So, undo. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So right, SC16N is the transaction code to see the details of the tables. So based upon this explanation, I can say the data in SAP is getting sometimes transferring from a layer number one, that is nothing but a presentation layer, to a database layer via application layer. Also sometimes the data will transfer from database layer to a presentation layer via a application layer. That means the data flow in SAP is a bidirectional data flow. That means layer 1 to layer 3 in one direction via a layer 2, and layer 3 to layer 1 via layer 2 in a vice versa direction. So these are the three layers which normally available in SAP, based upon which the SAP became very much popular in the market. So they also have the R1 and R2 during the older versions, but with the introduction of the layer 3-layer concept, the SAP became quite popular, and it is one of the reason why SAP is strong in the market, because of the layer 3 architecture. So if you wanted to see the what exactly the layer 1 and layer 2, so you can also go to the Google and see SAP R3 architecture, so that you will get a very good documentation over there regarding the layer 1, layer 2 and layer 3. But it is a technically only, but nobody is going to ask you what exactly the layer 1, layer 2, layer 3 in the interview questions. But this, what the idea which I have given over here is just for your understanding purpose. Then what is the advantage number 4 of the SAP? So the advantage number 4, any clarifications on the R3 architecture, layer 1, layer 2 or layer 3? Are you able to understand? Any doubts, sir?
Sir, could you show us the how to access the data table again? Like, as the screen was frozen, we couldn't able to see that, like what you have shown on the screen. Could you show us again, like have you have accessed the data table?
Yeah, so I went into a SC16N transaction code. So I have mentioned over here as well. So SC16N is the transaction to view the tables. So these are SAP standard transactions. So we need to by heart this, or based upon your experience, you will get these details. You will by heart these things anyhow, no problem. So I will go to SC16N and I will enter the table name over here, for which I wanted to see the details. Let us say if I wanted to see EKKO, so I just need to click on enter, and I need to put the purchase order number for which I wanted to see the details. Or if I keep this blank and execute it, it will show all the purchase orders that are being created. Let us say 500 purchase orders, it will show over here on its own. Otherwise, I can restrict my selection over here by giving a relevant purchase order document number over here as well. Let us say, since we have given blank, it is trying to take some time, but here I think today it is very slow, the system. Maybe there is some issue, but it will be quite speed. Normally the speed of the system was quite good. So like this, you will be able to see the details of the purchase order documents which you have created, right? So like this, you can see, you can go to the left side as well to see the details. Then if you wanted to see a EKPO table, you just need to put it over here, EKPO, and just enter. Also you can, now you can put the maximum number of entries as 99999. Means you will be able to retrieve the details of the purchase orders up to 9999 entries. So I just click on execute.
Sir, what is this EKPO? They are the ready-made tables or ready-made names
Yeah, these
format?
are SAP standard tables. SAP standard tables for the purchase order. I created one purchase order, right?
Okay.
So for that particular purchase order, these are the database tables which are getting updated.
And the one which you said before, SEK, something like that. So they all are predefined table names.
SC16N, that is not a table.
Yeah.
It is a transaction to view the tables. But SC16N is the transaction. Within the transaction, you can view the tables like EKKO and EKPO.
So this EKPO, they are the pre-default names. So we need to learn that by heart, I mean to say. Or it will
Yeah,
be
you
aware
will
of
come
that.
to know
The
if you
package.
are practicing it, or if you work upon any one of the project.
Okay.
Definitely you will come to know what are the tables, etc. On your, you will automatically come to know, no need to worry. So since I have given the number of hits as 9999, it is taking a little bit of time. Yeah, like this you can see the item level details of the PO. You will come to know what is the item level details, what is the header level details. Okay, so then tell me, sir, what is your query? Yeah, so the first layer is a application presentation layer. The name itself suggests presentation. Means if you wanted to do some transactions in SAP, you need to have the access to SAP, right? How you will get the access? It is via a layer, presentation layer. This is nothing but a presentation layer where I am presenting the screen in front of you, right? So this is nothing but a presentation layer by using which you will be able to perform the transactions, right? Then application layer is nothing but a back-end programming part. Any software will have a program, right? It is not simply you are doing bank transfer you are doing from your account to another person's account. There is a back-end program assigned to it. Then only you will be able to do it, right? To the bank transaction, a NEFT or what is that IMPS which you are doing, it is a presentation. But the back-end programming to be able to do the transfer from your account to your relative account, that is nothing but a application layer, which is nothing but a back-end programming part. So once you do the transfer from your account to your relative account, that will be stored in the history, right? Let us say after 1 year you wanted to see on 15th of September I did some transfer to my colleague or my relative. How you will be able to see? You need to store that particular transaction in the database. So that is nothing but a database which will be used by the bank to store the all the transactional details. Okay, any other doubts? So if you have any doubts, you can stop me in between so that I will be able to clarify the details for you. No
Sir,
problem.
for material code checking purpose, which code you are using, sir?
Pardon me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, for material code checking, which T code you are using, sir?
Material code.
Yes.
Material code, I haven't used any T code. But for that is material creation, all those things will be coming I think we after 7 to 8 classes we are going to create the material code. We are still not gone there. But if you wanted to see the material codes, there is some transaction MM60. So MM60 is the transaction code which will be used to say this, to see the list of materials that are created by you. So MM60 is the transaction code, but we haven't gone to that level of discussions, right? So before that we have so many other things, like we need to create the organizational structure, etc. Okay, so then we have the next advantage of the SAP system is advantage number 5, I think. Okay, so in SAP projects, the people who are working can be categorized into 4 categories or 4 types of consultants. Like the first category of the people will be called as a technical consultants. So there are 4 types of people working in SAP projects. So the category number 1 of the persons working in the SAP will be called as a technical consultants, and these people also will be called as a ABAPers or ABAP consultants. So what is the activity or the work that is being done by these people? These people will do the programming part. These people will write a programs. Let us say we want to develop one custom solutions within SAP. For that particular custom solution require a programming to be written. So I will take the help of the technical people so that they will write the program. I will test it and I will deploy the solution. So whatever may be the programs that needs to be written in SAP projects will be taken care by a ABAP consultants or the technical consultants. So what language these people will be using to write the programs? These people will be using the programs by using a language known as ABAP language. ABAP is the language will be used by the technical consultants to write a programs. Then we have the second category of the people working in SAP projects. Like second category of the people are functional consultants. So we people will be falling under what category? Can anyone tell? Are we coming under a ABAP or are we coming under a functional category?
Functional category, I suppose.
Okay, so we people will be falling under a category of the functional consultants. That means what exactly the work which we are going to do it in the projects. So we are mainly on the client facing role. Client facing role.
Is it an administrative part, sir, with related to the business we do?
No, how you will do the administrative part? You will do the SAP related activities, not admin related activities. So you
No,
are
in
going
that
to do
only.
the, yeah, you will face the client to do the activities related to the SAP projects, not related to the admin activities. Okay, when I say a client facing role, what role you are going to perform? So in SAP projects, the functional consultant role is the main role. The technical people, they will simply sit in one place and they will write the program. But you as a functional consultant, coordinate with the client in terms of many activities. So what is the first and foremost activity you are going to do it? The first and foremost activity you are going to do it is the, let us say you learned SAP MM and you became a SAP materials management functional consultant. you will get a job in one of the IT company as a consultant. Then there is one more company. Let us say you are working in your IT company, and there is one more manufacturing organization. Let us say there are so many manufacturing organizations, right? Let us say there is one manufacturing organization. They thought they wanted to implement or use a software SAP in their day-to-day transactions. Let us say manufacturing organization wanted to implement SAP. Then what this particular manufacturing organization will do? They don't have the knowledge levels to implement SAP, right? Why? Because they are producing some car or refrigerator, air conditioner. They don't know how to implement SAP. Then what they will do? They will approach one of the IT company, right? Let us say this is the IT company. They will go to the IT company and they will discuss with the IT company management, stating that we are planning to implement SAP. So can you help it out? Then what IT company will say? Yes, we will definitely help you out. Then there will be a contract between the IT company and the manufacturing organization. Then what IT company will do? IT company will deploy you as the functional consultant to the manufacturing organization premises. So you will go to the manufacturing organization, and as a consultant, you will discuss with the procurement department and the inventory management or the stores department the various ways. Let us say in the manufacturing organization today, they are using Oracle, right? Let us say they are working today, they are using Oracle system, and they wanted to migrate from Oracle to SAP. So as a consultant, your first and foremost activity is you need to understand their business, how they are working today. They are using Oracle or they are not using Oracle. They are using some papers to do their business. They will create a purchase order in pre-printed stationery and give it to the vendor. But you need to understand, you are going to implement SAP. After 6 months or 10 months of the down the line, the Oracle will be removed from their particular company and SAP will be started working in over there. So first and foremost activity that you are going to do it as a functional consultant is you will try to understand the business processes of the manufacturing company, how they are working today. You will go to the company and you will meet the people and you will conduct some workshops. Within the workshops, you will try to understand from them what are the ways they are working, what are the business processes that are available in their company today. So that particular analysis and understanding the existing business process of the company will be called as is business process mapping, as is business process study. Phase. So you are trying to understand their existing business process in this particular phase. Once you understand their existing business processes, so what is the next task that you are going to do? The next task is you are going to foresee, let us say today they are working in this way, this particular process, how I will be able to map in SAP system. Whether the solution is already available in SAP or the solution is not available in SAP as a standard. Then how you will achieve that particular solution? You need to develop that particular solution as a customized solution. So that particular phase where you are foresee the gaps that are available in the present existing solution under the SAP, that particular phase will be called as a to-be business process mapping. So to-be business process mapping is the phase number 2, wherein which you are going to identify the existing solution and the SAP solution gaps. Then based upon the to address that all the business scenarios, you are going to do it so many activities in SAP. You understood their existing business process. You also understood how to develop the custom solution. Then you need to test the solutions which you have developed in SAP. So as a functional consultant, you are going to do various types of testings. Also, you are going to educate the users. You developed a SAP system in one of the manufacturing company. They don't know what is SAP. You as a functional consultant needs to educate them. You need to conduct training sessions and provide the user manuals and educate them so that they will be able to perform the transactions or the activities in SAP. So user trainings also is one of your part. Not only user trainings, you need to support them as well. Let us say you have developed one solution in SAP and users are working upon it. They do thousands of mistakes. Whenever there is a mistake created or done by the user, you need to educate them and resolve that particular issue what they have created in the system. They do thousands of problems, but you need to rectify those issues and provide the solutions to the users. So not only this, you have so many other activities as a functional consultant going to be performed in the SAP real-time projects. So that is the reason functional consultant is having a huge demand compared to the technical consultants and other consultants. So functional consultant salaries are also high compared to the another consultants. But one of the main advantage of the functional consultant is you need not to write a program. Okay, people who are not interested in writing the programs, they can become a functional consultant. Also, it is very easy if you want to shift your career from non-IT companies to SAP companies, you can shift by as a functional consultant. Okay, so functional consultants are very much important in the SAP projects. Why? Because they are at the client facing role. If somebody doing mistake, the client will come and ask you only why they are doing that mistake. Did you not provide a training to them? Or if you provided that training, but are you able to not educate them properly? So such type of questions, everything will be asked by you only. Why? Because you are sitting in front of him. Technical consultant, he is not sitting in front of him. He is working remotely. So that is the reason technical person, functional consultants also will have a huge demand, and the salaries also compared to the technical consultant, it is quite good. Okay, so with this we can stop the session here today and we can continue tomorrow. So if you have any questions in between, we can discuss for 5 more minutes.
Sir, yesterday you were telling regarding something HANA. It's advanced part something. What is that exactly you told?
HANA is the latest version of SAP.
So do we
Okay,
also
so
have that implementation here?
same process, like SAP started during 1972, right? And today
Yeah,
is 2022. That means it is almost
50 years,
40
50
years
years.
of 40 years of time.
Okay,
So it is like your WhatsApp. During 2015,
okay,
WhatsApp got released, but at that time you do not have the multiple. That is what is that mass audio calling functionality. You do not have the video calling functionality, right?
okay.
Also, you do not have the payments. You can nowadays you can do the payments. You can call multiple people in one group calling. You can do the group messaging, etc. Right? So that is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
version to version change. In SAP also there are various versions. Initially they
Okay,
released one version, then they released one more version. Like that they have gone through some enhancements. So the latest version or the upgraded version is the S4 HANA.
okay. So we will be doing that only. On that we will be working or practicing something like that.
Now we will go through the previous version ECC. Then we will discuss 15 days regarding the S4 HANA related functionalities as well. But we will
Okay,
discuss both ECC plus S4 HANA. We are going to provide the inputs.
okay,
Without learning ECC, it's quite difficult to learn S4 HANA. Why? Because that is one of the complex version and the functionalities also differs.
okay.
So if you want to learn ECP, first learn ECC, then go for S4 HANA.
So I've just given my name. Yesterday I've enrolled for recordings and something like that. It's been messaged by you, I suppose.
Yeah, those things we will discuss offline. Okay.
Okay. No, no, no. For
Okay.
class
Any other
recording.
doubts from the group?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nirguna, you would like to know, like, no, what is the access you will give, or no, how long you will give?
Access will be given for the entire duration of the course. If the course is 3.5 months, we will give you for 3.5 months.
Okay,
Okay, but the access will be given once we have completed the topic known as the organizational structure. So once the organizational structure configuration is done, then we are going to provide the access, not now.
okay. After finishing the course, like we would like to practice, right? So the how long you will give? That's what I was. Let's say 3 months is the time period. That time anyway we'll have an access. But no, the after that, like no, to like no, the practice on the system. Like how long you can able to support us on the access part system.
That you need to check with the team. Okay, so with whom you are in touch with? Are you in touch with? Huh?
सर ऐका ना सर मला लगेच म्हणून हो आम्ही बाथरूमला जाऊन
Some
आज
background noise.
आवाज ना एक मिनिट थांबतो लाईन हे बघा दुसरा इथं हे असणार ठीक आहे
Okay, access is not a problem. Don't worry about the access. Okay, so first we will try to give you the access for entire tenure of the course. Then we will discuss. No problem. Access is not an issue.
Got it, Nirguna. So another question, like no, the to access the system, right? What kind of a system we need? Either laptop or a desktop? Do you need any specific configurations or anything? That's what another question. To access your SAP system, right? What you are going to provide? So what kind of a system we need?
You can have laptop, but it should be at least some 6 GB, 6 MB something, right? More than 6 or 8, it will be good. You can use the laptop or desktop, anything you can use it, no problem.
Okay, that's it from my side.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay,
whether we
then
can
we
come
can
and
meet.
practice there at institute?
Yeah, first let us try to get this theory part, then we can discuss those things. Okay. We are still discussing the theory part only. This is the only third class we are having. Okay, so once we did something in SAP, then we can discuss about the the real-time access.
Sir, I have a doubt. After giving an
तरी किती वेळा
access,
माहिती अजून
can we
3 तास
Yes, tell me.
after giving an access, can
पण
we
काय
access?
युनिव्हर्स चुकीची झाली मग
There is a lot
Sagar,
of
can you
background.
mute, please?
Yes, tell me. What is your question?
After you're providing your access, can we access at any time within the duration of 3 months, like night time or
Yeah,
like?
anytime, 24 bar by 7. But if there is any maintenance, then at that time you will
काल
not be
बाहेर
able to
बरोबर
use it. But another times you can use it.
हा काय नाही आतमध्ये गेलं की आपल्या
No
बरोबर
time
घ्यायची आपल्या काय
dependency.
विचारत नाही काही
No time constraints to access the server. It will work at any
वाटतं काय
moment
राहू
of.
आज
Okay.
थोडं दुखा
Would you provide for both the
खिचडी खायची काय खायचं भूक लागली मला पुढे इकडं इकडं
Yeah, tell me.
would you provide the
एवढे काय बाहेर
access
नसते
for
खिचडी
both
विचडी
ECC and also
पुढं गरम
I am not listening you properly.
हा मग घ्यायचं ना
Okay, so whatever the queries you have, we can discuss tomorrow. There is a lot of background noise.
ऐक ना खिचडी घ्यायची वडे घ्यायचे
Okay, thank you.
वडे
Bye bye.
बरं दोन्ही पण द्या मग त्याचं काय चटणी मीठ आहे काय द्या मग हा टाका ना होते तुला काय वाटतं म्हणजे बरं यांचं वागणं बरोबर आहे का सांग बरोबर काय बरोबर आहे हो जा अजून केला